As you can obviously see, I'm not a spiritual guy. I'm not a religious person. I'm not any of this. So I don't care about any of that. None of this makes sense. It's all a load of shit, if I can say so myself. So when you hear spiritual minded people speak about this, it's romanticized. I'm a practical person. I don't do romance. I don't give a shit about, I don't care about a guru. Not that I don't have one. I don't care about God. Not that I care, or not that I believe or don't believe. These are just concepts. And I am not a devotee of the idea. I'm not a devotee of the feeling. I don't care about any of this. I'm a practical person. I'm trying to resolve a practical problem for myself. That's the only thing that matters to me. So none of this matters. So I see where you're coming from, because in spiritual traditions, there's the romanticized idea of surrendering to God. I don't care about God, and I don't care about surrendering. So when I use that, that's why that's why I feel uncomfortable with words, because when I'll say it, it'll make you think of something, and I guarantee you 95, 97, 99% of the time, we're not talking about the same thing. Even though it may be pointing to the same principle or the same phenomenon, we don't understand it the same way. So that's my issue. So just to sum up this little moment, I don't care about any of those things. I'm trying to solve a practical problem in my life. Why am I suffering? What is the alternative to suffering? And that's my only concern. So if believing in God would have solved my problem, and I went through a phase in my life where I believe it didn't solve my problem, so fuck God. If believing in God would have solved my problem, then I would have continued to believe in God. I believed in God. I followed the instructions of God through his, I don't know, his, I'm going to get blasphemous. I'm trying to be polite. It's not working for me. Doesn't solve my problem. Doesn't appease my pain. If it does, it's just at the surface and it's temporary. So fuck God. And fuck his book. And fuck whatever the fuck God and fuck what he's teaching. I don't believe in it. I don't care. Now, suddenly you have to separate now, well, perhaps the book is not God's word, and perhaps whatever God they're talking about is not God. Maybe it's a concept. Maybe it's an idea. Maybe it's pointing to something that exists, but the book cannot lead you to. And all its tenets and morals and dogmas, and it's bullshit. It's religious nonsense. These are frameworks that people try to apply to appease their pain and suffering. So people go online, they find this is how you remove your pain and suffering, right? Let's say you're gonna swim in cold water, and they start to apply it, and then they're like fantastic results. Well, when you have a very undisciplined life, and then suddenly you discipline it, automatically your life is gonna get better. And then obviously, taking cold plunges is gonna have certain benefits. I guarantee you it has a bunch of negative effects, but you're not gonna notice that yet. Just like when you start eating raw food, well, you're going to notice certain benefits because you're totally immersed in it. But wait a couple of weeks, months, years, you're going to start to see the deficiencies and other parts go cuckoo. But let's not talk about that. So what I'm trying to say is that when you adopt certain codes at first, it does bring some kind of result. But there's something deeper for those who are more sensitive who are going to be, well, this is not working out for me. It's not profound enough. So suddenly you have to re-question this universe, the framework in which you're operating. And people don't want to do that because they're scared. Well, suddenly, this concept of God, it doesn't matter which deity you want to choose or which religion, it's like this is a box. And I have to live within that box. And as long as it works, I'm happy. But what happens if it doesn't work? Well, that's what's happened to me. So I don't give a shit. I took the box, I said, no, thank you. And I move on. And it takes you closer and closer to whatever one can call a reality. Because I don't give a shit about a box. I don't give a shit about words. None of this matters to me. The only thing that matters to me is how do I appease suffering. If killing children and drinking their blood would appease my suffering, then I would do that. It doesn't. So, therefore, I will not do that. You see, dogma's gone. Right or wrong is gone. Because at the end of the day, I promise you, at the core, every single person on earth is trying to do one thing. Remove pain. And they do so according to their programming, to their mind's constrictions, to their beliefs, to what they instinctually know, to what they inherited, their patterns. That's what they do. Everybody else judges everybody. It's all a load of shit. At the core, if you look at a human being, the human being is fundamentally in pain and is trying to resolve its suffering. Everything you see are methods. I'm going to get very rich, trying to resolve suffering. I'm going to get laid, trying to resolve suffering. I'm going to find love, trying to resolve suffering. I'm going to eat and live merry, trying to resolve suffering. I'm going to discover God because I love God. You don't fucking love God. You don't know what God, it's a concept. It's not real. You don't have no sense of this. You're a fucking monkey that talks. What the fuck do you know about God? You're a moron. No, it's because it appeases suffering. And that's the reality. That's the fundamental underlying reality of human beings that nobody likes to talk about because they want to believe that life is amazing, life is beautiful, that it's full of joy. I don't see that when I look around. I see a bunch of people who are suffering. And when you scratch a bit, you see pain. And then when you see them die, what do you see? The height of their suffering, the suffering that they've been carrying their entire life, hidden with all kinds of palliation methods, appear in the form of disease and a horrific death. And if it wasn't for the medical system drugging them, I cannot even imagine the agony they would be in. Imagine your body is rotten from the inside and has been rotten for 40 years. The amount of pain that you have. If it wasn't for the fact that the body is brilliantly designed, so it numbs you, and then you have all these drugs and all these strategies. Anyways, all this to say, this is the essence of this place in our experience. Pain and suffering. People don't like that. They want to hear beautiful things. I'm a practical person. I don't give a shit about beautiful things. I care about what's the situation. And it's very clear to me. So, pain and suffering. So I'm trying to resolve that problem for myself. So I've tried many things like everybody else. It didn't work. I'm not saying. When I was young, I was silly. I thought, well, if I was ripped and big and popular at the clubs, my suffering would be gone. So I dedicated myself to this. When I arrived at a place that's considered decent enough, I'm like, this is terrible. This sucks. I'm the same fucking loser, except that people think that I'm not. I'm still in pain, has changed nothing. I'm throwing out the trash. I'm not staying here. I don't have time to waste to push this further. It has not worked. And so on and so forth and so on and so forth. I don't have time to waste to entertain deceitful ideas and their church and their followers. I don't give a shit. I move on because I'm interested in solving my issue. So the more you go deeper into this, and I'm sincere with myself, this is between me and me. I'm sharing it out loud. I don't know what's happening to me, but I'm sharing it out loud for some reason, whatever that is. So it's between me and myself. I'm uncomfortable. I feel the disease. Well, if I could cheat, if I could make the pain go away, which is what I did for years, smoking the weed, taking drugs, trying to make the pain go away. Well, if it would have worked, I would have stayed there. Well, it's not working. What do you want me to do? Well, there's people who are there. They're taking the weed. They're happy. Are they? They seem to be numb. Well, I'm not able to numb the pain. So I'm like, I can't stay here. The medicine is not working no more. I'm looking for a better medicine. And a better medicine, 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 and a better medicine. So right now, this is not a conversation where I'm going to talk to you about a solution and a supreme medicine. No, this is just me talking like from human to human, heart to heart. That's the core of what everybody's trying to do. Trying to appease their anxiety and their internal distress and disease. So all these words and concepts come from frameworks. I understand them to a certain degree. I can respect them. If I'm in the presence of a person who really believes in this stuff, I can immediately put myself in their shoes. If I'm in the mood to entertain a conversation or sympathize with them, I instantly can. Because I sympathize with them, I understand their position. They're immediately going to try to sell you their church because it's automatically dogmatic people. People who believe in something or believe or immediately can't help themselves. They will try to sell you something. And I don't mind that. I don't care that you try to sell me, and I can entertain your sales pitch, and I can even make your sales pitch better if I'm in that mood. It doesn't happen anymore, but I spend a lot of time hanging out with people in my life now. I have a more reclusive life. It's fine. If it works for you, it works for you. I'm looking for a better medicine. A medicine that doesn't numb me, a medicine that doesn't make me stupid, a medicine that doesn't disconnect me, a medicine that allows me to establish myself in reality as it is, yet at the same time immune to a fundamental disease built in, it seems, to this place. I don't want to not be in reality. I don't want to live somewhere else. I don't want to be separated. I don't want to pretend that things are not what they are. I don't care. If it is what it is, then it is what it is. But through the process, perhaps, there's a medicine that allows you to be in the valley of death and be appeased and in tune with something greater. Because there's nobody who's going to convince me that this place is not the valley of death. All you see around you is death. Everybody wants to pretend there's something else. Everything here is going to die. Therefore, it is the valley of death because everything dies. Everybody you love dies. All ideas die. The sun is going to die. Everything dies. So this is the valley of death. And on top of that, everybody's suffering. And the age that we're living in it's the highlighted version of this, because perhaps some traditions speak that once upon a time, things were less tense. So the suffering was less acute. And today, according to these same traditions, we are in acute phase of suffering. So this is supremely highlighted. So there's nobody who's going to deceive me and trick me into this, and I will not deceive myself and trick myself into believing that this is the most awesome experience that's ever had. No, I don't give a shit. I'm a sincere guy. I'm not a black pillar. I'm not a doomer. I don't give a shit about any of this. These are all ideologies. Life sucks. I don't have an opinion. I have no opinion. I know what my experience is. I'm looking for a solution. I have no opinion. I see facts. I'm not going to take that fact and make it into a religious code, and then we're going to be the guys who think that life sucks, and we're going to whine and cry all the time. No, I don't have time to do this. It's a waste of time. It doesn't solve the issue. I'm not looking for company. I'm looking to solve my problem. So that being said, I don't know how we got to this, but I have a faint memory. You asked about surrendering and all these things. And I said, well, we don't understand it the same way, because I'm not a spiritual person. I don't believe in all that bullshit. So I'm not faking. I'm not adopting a artificial posture of surrendering so I can fit in a spiritual mold, which is validated by other peers. I don't give a fuck about anyone. So when I speak about surrendering, it's really just the process is done by realizing deeper and deeper what's real. And that process is allowed, can I say it like this, is allowed to me. This process is afforded to me by whomever I'm serving, whoever is my teacher. That's a non-question. But that being said, my relief comes from a deeper and deeper and deeper experience of myself and reality on a daily basis. There's more to it than this, but at the foundation is that. So am I surrendering the way, oh yeah, I surrender to God. Fuck God. I don't give a shit about fucking God. Who the fuck is God? Does God seem to be living here? Does God seem to give a fuck about anyone? This is bullshit people lie to themselves with to appease their pain, to make things make sense. Where the fuck is God? How is there God? Where? There's only injustice, only crime, only thievery, death, murder. I don't see God. So that's a concept that God is this loving light. Where? Now, I don't have a problem that people want to steal, thieve, murder. Like, I don't have a problem. I have a problem when you want to superpose a God on that shit. I'm like, well, if this is what it is, can you please stop pacifying me? Can you please stop giving me the fucking syringe and telling me there's God? Well, where? You just murdered 1,000 people. This kind of doesn't make any sense. If there's God, why you keep on murdering people? Why are you killing this one and that one? And why is this one has nothing? And why is this one has everything? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And don't come and tell me that you're fucking karma. No. Thanks. It's okay. Stop with your bullshit. Why can't we just be straight up? We in hell. Let's begin. Now, I got a problem with that. Now, it's a rude awakening. We in hell. Okay, great. If you don't like the word hell, let's call it the valley of death. Like I believe Jesus said, the Jewish Messiah who's circumcised, who's a rabbi. Well, let's not get into him right now. I like that. I like to say that. And that's it. So now we've established something that's true. Now, some people can't handle this because they want to pretend that life is amazing. I didn't say life is not amazing, and I didn't say it's amazing. I don't give a shit if life is amazing or not. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Did I say it's amazing? No. Did I say it's not amazing? No. I don't live in a concept. Amazing. Feeling. I'm not looking for a feeling. I'm looking for a solution. Why are you looking for a feeling? Why is that idiot who's saying life is amazing? Why are they saying that? Because they want to feel something. They want to generate a feeling for themselves. I'm not looking for a feeling. I'm looking for a solution. to an actual situation, an actual problem I have. And as far as I'm concerned, I can see that everybody has it. I've once, when I was a younger man and I was a zealous individual, I'd like to speak to people about that. Now I don't give a shit. I don't bother. And I don't even know why I'm doing these videos. But certainly not to preach to you or to get you to, I don't give a fuck about you. You're nobody to me. But the point is, I don't want to have a feeling. I don't want to feel that life is amazing. Oh, life is amazing. No, life is not amazing and life is not amazing. It's definitely something though, and I'd like to know what it is. That's my interest. I'd like to know what it is. I'm here, whatever here is, and I like to discover what it is. Not what I want it to be, not what I wished it was, not what some other moron tells me it is. I want to discover what it is. And that's my form of spirituality, if you can call it like that. That's my devotion. And that's my way of being, how do I say, respectful of God. If there was such a God, which in the way you understand it or a casual person understand, I don't understand. But let's pretend there was a God. Well, that God created this place that we're in. Well, I do not want to impose my ideas or generate sensations in his creation or its creation, right? Show me what it is. Now, if I was God, and I'm certainly not, and I had two disciples, one fucking moron who consistently just masturbates their own mind to have feelings, always high on some bullshit, life is amazing, versus a guy who's like, well, I'm not saying it's amazing or it's not amazing. I can definitely see the genius. That's not even a question. I could talk about the genius of this place that we're in endlessly, but I'm not worshiping the genius. So I have this guy, two people, and I have this guy who's like, well, I'm down to discover what it is. And I have this fucking moron on drugs. Which one am I going to prefer? Well, I'm going to give drugs to this idiot. And I'm going to say, come here, let's go. Unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not God, so who the fuck knows? But as far as my life and my experience has been, because that's what my heart wants, well, a path has been shown to me. And I feel very blessed that I've been put on that path, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world, especially not for it's amazing. And you know what's the flip side of it's amazing? It's shit. Well, you know, that's exactly what it is. We live in this world, right? It's amazing. You want to see what that person looks like in a couple of weeks when the depression kicks in? Ooh, it's going to be fun to pick up that. I don't want that. I'm not interested in those swings, the pendulum swings of the mind. No, it's boring. It's like I've played this. Like, yay, yay. I don't want yay, no, can we go towards a sustainable solution for myself? And if then I'm commissioned to help others, I'll gladly do. But I'm just doing my job. So all this to say, I guess fuck God. You see, I'm not done. So I said a lot of blasphemous things for the people who are believers. But if you actually listened and distilled from what I said, its essence, you'll see I'm the most respectful. I'm not trying to live in a fantasy made of my own illusions. And they're obvious, wherever we are has been created, that's also obvious. And I'm coming at the temple of that force, intelligence, whatever you want to call it, saying, well, show me. And whatever opinion I have, I'm willing to let go. Whatever idea I have, I'm willing to let go. Whatever concepts I have, I'm willing to let go. Whatever beliefs I have, I'm all willing to let go for the opportunity to discover what it is. In other words, to discover you. You, the creator, whatever that intelligence is, and this form that you've made. So as far as I'm concerned, that's as spiritual as it gets. But I don't like the words, because the words are associated to a bunch of morons who believe in fucking books. Well, if there was anything ever blasphemous, is that the supreme intelligence is in a book that you can burn. If there was anything blasphemous ever, is that the supreme word of God is in like 872 pages. Really? The reverberating infinite power thunderous voice of God is in fucking English? No, it was originally in Hebrew. Was it? Let's debate that for 1,000 years. No, it's in Arab. Yep. Oh, no, it's in Sanskrit. Well, make up your fucking minds, man. And guess what? Then when you speak to the Sanskrit scholars, you're going to be like, well, prior to Sanskrit, there was a language before Sanskrit. And so Sanskrit is a derivative of that language. So Sanskrit is not really the language of the gods. And they go, well, you're Hindu. What's the deal, man? I thought this was the real deal. I thought that your book had it all. Do not have time for this shit. I really genuinely appreciate geeks to whatever degree you can appreciate a geek. I appreciate the intellectual masturbation or gymnastic of it. I can appreciate it. I don't mind. I can appreciate it for what it is, like it's like a song. But I don't have time for this. The fuck, how's this going to change anything in my life? I don't have time for this. That's my posture. Thank you.